Hi, hello, and welcome back to Agam Agam or Memperadal on YouTube. I'm sharing this video on the day of Pongal. It is a celebration that originates from India, and it is celebrated as it's called Sankranti, and it has a few other names in different parts of India. Where I come from, it is called Pongal. And on this day, what we do is take a pot, usually it's a new clay pot, and we tend to put it outside in the sun because one of the important reasons we celebrate is to thank sun god. But I did it inside my kitchen as I'm not in India at the moment. Anyway, so we put a lot of milk and water in the pot and allow it to boil. When that boils, it overflows from the pot, and at that time we throw in some rice and a lentil and jaggery, which would have been newly harvested in that season. So it also signifies the harvest season. Now, there are several important lessons that we can learn from this festival and the tradition, and that is the reason I thought I'll make a video of it and share with you. The first one is that we do it as a mark of gratitude. So we keep taking things from nature all through the year, and it cannot be just a one way street, isn't it? We cannot just keep taking just because nature keeps giving. We can't just keep taking. We need to pause and give our thanks to nature. Now, the universe works in a very unique way, and one of the laws of universe, there's an interesting book by Deepak Chopra, if you're interested, Seven Laws. So, one of the laws of the universe is about the flow, how the exchanges keeps on happening, and it is related to abundance. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. The flow needs to keep happening. So when the flow has to happen, it cannot be just a one-way street. So I keep getting, but I don't give anything back. That is not acceptable. So as much as nature is forgiving and kind to us and keeps giving us, we need to, at the very least, take a minute to thank nature, because that is our energy that we are giving back to nature. And while we do that, inadvertently, we start appreciating what comes from there, and we hopefully start preserving nature as well. Now, when the water and the milk boils and spills over, we make a sound, we shout Pongalo Pongal, and that is the sound of happiness, that is a sound of gratitude and celebration at that moment. I feel is quite important. And of all things, after a very gloomy winter, it's still winter where I am, uh, it is quite uplifting because there is something to look forward to. The other aspect that I wanted to share, and there is a little personal experience in this as well, where the pot has to spill over. Now, for several years, I avoided the pot spilling over because I was always worried about the cleanup after. If you were doing it in India or outside, it's much easier because it's just water and milk, so there's not an awful lot to clean. But if you're doing it on the stove top, then it can be a bit messy. So I would always try and avoid it spilling over. But then I tried to introspect why I am doing that. And I had an insight. After that insight, I was able to let go of that thinking of mine. And this morning, when we did the celebration, I was quite happy for it to just spill over. Now, the spilling over is said to be a sign of prosperity. And it's a symbol, it's actually a metaphor where we allow happiness and prosperity to just spill over without any stop. The flow just happens. Now, one of the reasons why I felt I wasn't keen on it spilling over was because of the fear of the consequences. Now, what that means in practice is sometimes we are hesitant to show love, to care for others, to help others, or to do things that are very well intended, but we are somehow hesitant. And often I feel that is because we are afraid of the mess that it may create. It will not always create, but sometimes it can create a situation. And we try and avoid that. And to avoid that situation, we hold back. We hold back on our very nature of giving, whether it is caring or sharing or just loving or just being there for someone. We tend to hold back on that simply because we're afraid there may be any consequences that we'll regret. So when I had that insight, I was like, that cleanup is not a big deal. In the grand scheme of things, of how much I do, that's not a big deal. Let us have that moment. Let us have that fulfillment of let it spill over. Let the kids enjoy. Let us all watch and enjoy and be thankful. So that was one of the blocks that I have removed. And what this also means is, sometimes when I'm walking on the road and I see someone, although I am the sort of person who can just strike up a conversation with just anyone, even if I don't know them, there are many times when I'm holding myself back because I don't know how they're going to receive it. But you know what? I don't care. I think if I just want to say hi, hello, you have lovely hair, your outfit is very beautiful, I'm just going to say it. Not hold back as long as my intentions are good. The other lesson in this is also celebrating abundance. So when the farmer sows a seed, nature gives us back several folds of it, right? So one grain leads to several grains that we harvest and consume later. Such is the way universe works. So the universe gives you multifolds of what you give. And if I were to give anger, hatred, and resentment and frustration, that's the sort of energy that I give into the universe. And guess what I'm going to get back? I should be prepared to make a harvest, which is multifold times of what energy I have given. So, in order for me to keep the abundance going, the abundance being represented, like I said, metaphorically by the pot, in order for me to keep that going, it is important for me to give what I so desperately want from this universe. If I want love, wealth, health, well being, that is all that I need to keep giving. As long as you keep giving, the flow keeps happening. There's no stagnation. And when that flow happens, you will also be receiving, and like I said, universe gives it multifold. So you will receiving multifold of what you've been giving. So let us all love, share, care, and celebrate life, celebrate our health, celebrate what we have, and practice gratitude. Wish you a very happy Pongal. I'll see you in another video. Thank you. Bye-bye.